Yeah, you're right.
So
I
we
mean,
had
that's
some
the
for
problem
Christmas
with
and then we got
keeping up with Ross
some
too.
for Christmas.
Supposed to be gone as soon as.
How's the movement going?
So anything from the state this week?
Yeah, not much.
We got 2 weeks. We want to be ahead of the game.
Yeah. Oh, God. What, who did that? What's the company?
One more.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know who they were though. Okay.
How you doing, Dan?
Oh. Right.
Exactly right.
Well, they. Yeah, they blew shit up and they don't think they have to pay to fix it.
Well, yeah, she bumped me about that yesterday morning at church, and I said, I don't know. She said, well, the engineer has to email those
Wow.
funds.
Oh, good. Oh, okay. Yeah, perfect.
Huh, great.
Morning, Laura. So you talked to her then?
Good morning. That sounds great.
I was starting to get worried about Pat last night.
So late?
Yeah, she hadn't told me it was gonna be that long.
Yeah.
All right.
You know the number?
Yeah, that's.
And then
that's
she had left me a
that's
note,
bad
she
about
said,
that,
I'll
but
text
they
you when I
don't.
leave.
Okay.
I hear her put it in the
Call,
phone.
I sure appreciate it. I wrote the number up right here for you.
Okay. Yeah.
It wouldn't bother me so much, but I had a
All right, well-
Zoom meeting at 6:30. She usually went to about 10 after 6.
Okay.
We had
This is a
leftovers
letter
to make.
to
So we didn't take them.
No.
So when you gonna eat all those cookies?
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. You should have probably everything working. All righty, well, next we'll come down, see you Thursday, I come down the office in the morning, I'll stop by afterwards. All right, later.
Okay, sounds really good. Good, thanks, man. Bye.
That's from your campus?
Oh.
Have you sign that first too?
Laura, how you doing this morning?
I'm good. Everybody have a nice Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah.
What a great weekend it was, really.
It was
The
really
snow was, I don't know, it was a surprise to me.
It was very much a surprise. I have a garage and a lean-to, my pickup was out in the middle of my drive.
Oh, shoot.
I walked out, I was like-
Inside.
I think that, we had all 3 inches.
Really?
I mean, just the top of my, yeah, my.
Really?
Yeah, we had about that much too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised.
About the,
Made it pretty.
about the dog issue,
Oh, yes.
we were 3 of us were just talking, considering it's legal, if we can,
Uh-huh.
just donate $1,000 to the.
That's kinda like you do for the sexual abuse and the
Mm-hmm.
congregate meals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead
okay.
of a set per set
Yeah.
charge or
Yeah,
something.
we can, Karen and I can create a number in your social,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
that budget that you have.
That'd be all right, wouldn't it?
I think so, we could research it for you. I don't see a problem with it,
Might be the easiest
especially if
scenario.
we aren't gonna, I don't know what we did decide today, but if we aren't gonna sign a contract or whatever, let's see what Dennis says.
I don't think he's very much for it,
Okay.
so, and I can understand why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, yeah. I think that's pretty doable. Very good.
This is that letter, Richard.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I just got done reading it.
All right.
Yeah. Very good. If they turn you down, we wanna know why.
Maybe that'll get something done.
Morning,
Good morning.
how you doing?
Tired.
Drive a little
I ate way too much. 3 Thanksgivings in a row, it's just,
That's fun.
yeah.
I will let Dennis probably gonna come in not till 9:30,
Okay,
so. You wanna sit down and have a chair, or if you got something you wanna do for an hour or whatever?
yeah, I got employees.
Okay.
They can clean up the dogs.
Hopefully that letter will get something done. Yeah.
Most at least it asks for a written letter.
And they know, I mean, they,
So-
yeah.
We can share it. Oh, dear, Cyber Monday.
So.
Whoopie, whoopie. Oh, shoot. That buddy you seen out here, did he give you heck?
No. He was kind of, he got his wires crossed, but he'd come down doing some lights and stuff for his son, bought a car or something. He works up in the fall and stuff. And he said the dealership, they told him the dealership to take care of it. Yeah. I don't know.
Dealership.
I know.
That seem a little weird.
Grief.
Yeah. He has his own business, so it's not,
Shouldn't that be determined by whoever's
didn't happen either.
collecting it? Yeah.
Hey, Tom, how are ya? Good, long time no see. Yeah.
Get your critters,
Huh?
get your stuff hauled
Yeah, you
to
do
and
make a lot of
from.
noise right here,
Huh?
Tom.
Did you get your stuff hauled to and from?
Yep.
Well, that's right. Car.
I tell you, it was a interesting drive.
How's the meat?
I haven't tried any of it yet. It froze pretty solid. Yeah, they had a big snowstorm out in Nebraska,
Oh, okay.
big.
Pretty decent snowstorm in Manhattan this weekend too.
Oh, yeah?
The football players were doing snow angels after the game.
Oh, yeah. We
Was
were
that at Iowa State?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
Yeah, well, my son and daughter-in-law and granddaughter took off 4 hours before me on Friday.
Well, they were gonna meet you?
No, they were going home.
Oh, oh.
And I had called him when I got into Nebraska, and he said, well, he said, if I was you, he said, I'd stop at Kearney. He said, you get to North Platte, he said, the highway is closed, eastbound. They had a real bad wreck. He said, it looked like a Suburban that just cut the top off, even went under a semi. And they were, when I got out to North Platte, they were still working on that.
Really? So had they made it through that before, did they get through or not?
They got through, and I ended up making it to Ogallala. But, yeah, it was, the roads were not great. And then Friday morning, they were, or Saturday morning, they weren't great going down to, from Ogallala down to Lyman and across to the mountains. And coming home yesterday, it's, okay,
Not too bad.
get to Iowa, we got snow. Yeah, it was a long weekend, a lot of driving. Somewhere around. Around 17, a little over 1,700 miles.
So how long do you think your cookies will last you?
Oh, yes, it's June.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not having family over?
I did find some for-
Thanksgiving. Now they're gone.
They're supposed to last all month. I mean, you got till Christmas.
Nebraska.
2:30 left.
Yeah.
Usually ours last till like New Year's, Mom says.
She usually sends cookies out
Yeah,
to the farm.
Ended
Take
up
'em to
figuring
church
up, I
with
think I spent about $260 in fuel.
A lot of different kinds.
Cause I ended up taking the truck
I
when I
like
found
the
out they had
brown
one
ones with the
winter
star
storm
in the
warnings
middle.
out there.
So they're
I
on
assume this is
I
what
don't think they
the
turned out
Yeah,
very
we're
good this
taking
year.
it
They're
down.
really flat.
That's a
Doesn't
good
matter.
idea.
Tastes good.
Well, then I had the whole
Okay.
freezer out there.
Two
They haven't
right
done
away.
anything
Oh,
with
yeah,
it
you
yet.
got a small freezer up.
Yeah.
That was my dessert last night.
The Andes ones are
Yeah,
pretty good
I
too.
ended up-
The chocolate with the Andes
Well,
mint
they
melted on
needed
top.
a freezer, and I just happened to buy one last week.
So you didn't go to the Iowa State game?
I
What
didn't
I
go
give
to
for
it, no.
That's
Travel with the
Just stay
team.
up and watch the whole thing?
Little bitty
Yeah.
square one out there.
Actually, I was driving home from Mom's. We both were watching, and then I'm like, oh, it'll be like, there's like 5 minutes left in the game. That's like 20 minutes right on TV. So I get home though, because I had to drive so slow because of the
I
snow.
delivered it, we
So I was
just
in my challenge.
loaded it with the.
So it's like the last 2 minutes. I was sitting in my car because I didn't want to go in and miss the ending of it on the radio. So I was listening to it on the radio, and then I got inside to see like the replays and stuff. But like,
Instead of worrying about coolers, we.
should have left earlier or left later.
It was 28-28 when we went to bed.
They coming home, I can put all
They
that.
scored twice more.
deer in
Yeah,
one cooler.
Nothing but those long
It was big
plays.
cooler.
that was great. There were like 4 of them.
And
They
the-
were over 70 yards.
The sports guy I was listening to
I was out
yesterday
there.
said,
I got there about
this-
11:30 on
if you look at the
Saturday.
stats, the amount of
Couple
time
guys bringing
Well,
in.
didn't they
Kansas
do
State
like,
had, and
what was it, 102 or more plays that Kansas State did?
They already had.
Kansas State had
With
100.
so much possession and so many
And
plays.
Iowa State had 40.
Yeah,
Well, it's because the first play, they go 70 yards.
because all their drives were like 70
Pounds
yards.
more
So,
than my year.
yeah, so stats
They
can
weighed
lie.
341 and 300.
Kurt, I know you're not a state fan, but did you watch that game on
I
Saturday?
knew nothing about it until yesterday. I think I went down to see my dad at my sister's, and they brought it up.
It was a good one.
And then the phone started giving me pictures for some reason, so.
Well, K-State had been 6-0 at home, and they said the average they'd beaten their opponents by was over 20 points. So it's like going into, you're like, yikes.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. The pictures I saw was, well, the one was a video. You can already see the Iowa State kids.
They're so
in all white.
camouflaged.
It's like, holy moly.
Well, the commentators were saying they blew off the hash marks and the lines, but it wasn't windy in the stadium, so it just kept piling up.
Yeah.
And then it kept snowing. So at the end, though, there were some pictures of they were like doing snow angels, and one kid ran and did the stomach slide.
Kids being kids.
Yeah.
No, that was a good win for them. I wouldn't want to have been a spectator though.
It was a good back and forth game, but.
Was it?
Yeah.
I suppose defense was a little hard to play when you couldn't see anything.
Well, K-State had like over 100 plays, and then, like, Iowa State had, what, 40?
40-some.
But Iowa State had 4 drives, or 4 runs that were over 70 yards
The one dude.
for a touchdown, yeah.
One tailback.
Had 3, didn't
Or was there, he had 3 touchdowns?
it? And the.
Well, there were 4 total that were super long. I don't know if it was all the same guy. There's at least
Okay.
2 of them. He had
Yeah,
2.
there definitely wasn't, couldn't have been much of a passing game going on.
I don't know, there were
Well, that
some
was,
decent
one of
throws.
their touchdowns was a long
Was it
pass,
really?
79 yards.
Boy, that takes some concentration. Yeah. Hey, I did see that running back had a heyday.
Isn't he young too? He's,
260 yards.
Yeah.
he's a young guy too, like freshman or something.
That's definitely a good one. That'll help their bowl big time. That's their 7th win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they know,
They did a decent bowl.
they know Iowa State travels well with their fans, and so that usually helps them out too. Did you hear from the state yet? We're running out of time. Yeah. That's true. Because we still have to post notice and have public notice for the meeting, right, to approve it? Is that a week and a half notice? Okay. Is that a week and a half notice, or is that 2 weeks, or? 2 weeks.
Not too shabby.
And then we have Christmas.
Well, the engineer was nice to us this week.
Yeah, he's the one that did it to us last week.
Nick,
Yeah. Maybe we'll keep these. Listen.
Garrison did also. Yeah, I thought he did too. He's gonna bring it over to present. You might wanna look at it.
January 1st.
Yep.
Well, 2nd, and we wouldn't have it on the 1st. Well, if they get it this week, still, that'd be the last week of December.
Well, if we have to keep it down that far, we could be in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, good better.
Well, we are still in November, so.
It's in their court, I emailed them week before Thanksgiving.
I'm guessing the longer they take to get to it, the more likely.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
The more likely they use the one that we sent. The longer
like
it's
that.
taking to
It
get.
would be smart.
Looking down that water, we
It would be smart.
didn't haul much gravel.
I don't know what you saw.
That was a good one too.
The redistricting.
So what Pat said.
Redistricting. At
Oh,
this point in
I didn't
time,
ask him about it, but up there,
basically
we both thought it was.
they got it just to prove.
He thought you were close to that, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, he
Well,
knows
is
that.
that what you said?
That was 11
Or deadline.
That was,
Especially after they get back to us, you gotta post it.
Yeah, I
and
seen that.
So I was.
They have to, we don't have to meet it.
But they have to.
They have to officially approve it.
And if they changed anything, then it's like,
Mhm.
Good morning. Morning, Betty. How are you, Laura? Good.
This is snow.
I know,
No.
it's kinda pretty, I'm not a.
Well, that's just it, he said.
So the lady
It was pretty,
from
that was enough.
Humane Society,
We could be bothered.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go. Yeah, spring, bring that
I think she looked at it. I think Nikki gave her a copy.
Isn't
Did
it supposed to be the 40s, like you said?
you see the one for the highway signs?
No.
It's the one on
I
the
guess
left.
Todd's gonna be.
It's amazing how some of the
We've been talking about that for a couple weeks now. I think we started the week before you started.
People said they don't know that you should break sooner or should go a little slower.
weekly normal distance. Yeah.
I think that kind of falls under the we don't have to. But, yeah. We got two nice ones.
Did you do any decorating out of your place?
We just got that
You know,
brand new
we
one.
did not.
It would take that brand new one. I don't
We
know.
have to wait for the burglar and stuff. I wanted some of those lights that look like this.
Can you just do like a regular white string, like not the icicles, but, cause you can tack those up more then, as much as you want.
We could. But I can't seem to find
Yeah,
traveling lights.
that new one's
For the
definitely.
wagon wheel from the internet.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
One cat lay on the bottom branches, but another cat is lying.
Internet.
Yeah, well, they
We opened a brand new street for a tree, cause the one we used last year, half of it was burned out. And we were, just readjusting, and I looked up, there's a trail of smoke going up, I'm like, shut it off. And one of the brand new lights had burned like halfway down the
You
casing.
know, whatever, but he said.
So now like,
Counties,
so we took that string off, but one more box of the same brand, so like, do you wanna try that?
It's like,
Well, yeah, new box, the bottom was actually, so yeah, it's still brand new box. And like, we're so used to those mini lights just being so cool and not repeating. So I don't know if the wire was loose, cause it wasn't like the bulb exploded, it was like this casing. Not like you're so used to, flipping out burned out wires and stuff in there, and it's like,
you know that.
Let's go back to cows.
well, and it's.
They need to get battery operated ones on those.
Well, yeah, like, it's a fake tree, and so it's like the plastic thing melted to the bulb too.
Yeah. Last time my sister was in yeah, I forgot. When we were kids, because I got, it's one of those silver trees, and it's got white wheel too.
Yeah.
And I
It comes
think
around.
that she
No,
was
I
all
can't
set.
believe, I've had one.
Somebody might be interested.
Well, I know some used trees are still selling for over $60.
I know Bill.
Because some of the women's club in Dysart were trying to,
Shoulder off and bring it in.
there was a Vision Dysart, the women's club, but they decorate on Main Street in Dysart, and they were looking for a used tree, and it was like $60.
They basically consider it mowing, he calls it mowing, when a little bit of grass starts growing. And that's, it wasn't bad. I drove,
Yeah.
and I didn't
I'm
call
not-
back
I guess I'm
because
not one for people.
that would be down.
You're all by yourself.
I don't buy their mowing. I just hoped every time one buy, he was never.
You can always pay that or something, right? eBay or Facebook Marketplace or eBay. Not all the time to do it.
But yeah.
If you wait much longer, you probably
Looks at people like this.
Or shortly after. Do it now.
He was really close to
January.
get a better price now though. After January, they expect a better discount.
He stopped talking to Chris.
Maybe the
Thanksgiving.
Just talking to the left.
set up Christmas things and stuff.
We go all at mom's house.
That all he does is sit out at that place.
We've never lived there.
I don't know what he does, to be honest, because he's got some grain trucks, but I don't ever see him out.
He doesn't do any farming.
No, Weber does it all, so, yeah. Yeah, and he's still got all that nice crew.
He's in the building up there. He's got.
Yeah. Well, he's only one or two children, and his brother died. So,
Yeah, it was. Mom and brother died fairly close.
yeah, yeah, they did.
You know, same thing, his mom or his dad. Close.
Yeah.
He had talked about his brothers that have been.
Big, big.
Yeah.
He was great at that. Smart man when it comes to build a motor.
Richard, it says 05 on it.
I couldn't find it, I tried to find one, so unless Dennis has.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I told him, until this morning, it wasn't a big celebration, but they did. No.
Yeah, that was the 2005 one. Did you see the date at the top? Did you see the date at the top? It's 2005.
That's just the ordinance and that's just what they do.
Yeah, they've been together a long time. I know her brother, he was really good.
I told Dan, just drop that out of there, otherwise she's gonna have to come back here and ask to change the price of doing something.
Well, I don't know that.
Dan,
I don't know that the ordinance update is on here. It's discussing the contract, not discussing the ordinance.
Gotta have some appreciation. You go in there and.
Hey, we got a new deputy.
Hours on the combine for years, but.
Very rarely.
She was always so busy.
Very rarely.
usually they don't tell you.
Or at least the Evans.
They were the type people.
Or,
Stacy.
Casey.
Casey.
Haven't seen
I don't remember last time I've seen him, it's been a while.
Oh, he's a
Isn't it sad? Spot the deputy.
I can't say anything.
Oh, yeah, that didn't come to him. His dad was pretty good at it too.
Yeah, well,
My dad was pretty talkative.
You know,
Now we can knock that house down and build a new one out there and then, mom would move out there.
did you see, was that why you were 2 minutes late? Laura Lowe. You backed it down to under 60, right?
Nice job on that letter. That was good? You bet. Thank you very much.
I copy I made. I put
Yes,
the
that was
comments
why.
in that.
Oh, and then I did like a Yui out here to get the perks. It's like way outside.
Set it in and see if we get somewhere.
All right.
Did I miss anything?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I missed anything yet.
Well, because sometimes Laura talks
It's
like
a
part
different
of the
engineer.
Sometimes they
there
talk
now
at
than,
8:25.
what was there before.
I didn't see
That's what we have to
anything.
talk to the engineer.
When did you get here?
Still gonna address
Right,
that.
okay.
Yeah, 8:30.
And then it's.
I noticed your car, I knew Janet wasn't here.
Did last night, so.
Well, and I'm driving the Altima today because snow.
Well, then write us a letter and tell us why.
That's it. So we got a.
I drove the Challenger up on Sunday, right? So I was driving home. I'm like, I am not gonna try to get that in the garage because last year it did not. So it's parked outside until the snow melts.
So when you come in the visitation, tomorrow night, it's for the Saturday.
At least visitation, I'm not sure about the I might sit with mom and see if she needs extra help in my kitchen. I didn't sign up to help, but I don't know if they can use anybody or not.
I know Pat can go to visitation.
Well, I know they're planning to pick up the tree for me tonight, depending on when you're here.
I think tonight we have the tree.
So I don't know, text mom when you're available for her to stop by and pick it up, I guess. Because she wasn't sure when you were getting back from the farm or when.
No, it's at the house
No,
in
like when
town.
you'd be available from the farm.
That's always variable, depends on what I can do.
That's what cell phones are for.
Yes, I do. Except Pat doesn't text me. She- She always expects me
Well,
to send it to
it was such a long day. I'm sure she's just like, I just want to go home.
Well, she had trouble. Her car was working good finally. And then yesterday, sitting out in the cold, her unlocks didn't work.
She was gone before I left though. I was second to
Well,
last.
she knows how to use the key. Yeah.
Mine does, I don't have to like dig it out of the fob.
That's what she has to.
It's harder.
So I know she's going to a ball game. And I said, it's got seat heaters, it's got a seat steering wheel heater. And I said, everything works.
Are you gonna get a Christmas present card?
Could be something simple.
She's the one that will decide if she wants to keep it. But if she keeps having trouble now, we thought, she replaced the battery and all the electrical, and it was working. So.
I don't know anybody who's ever gotten a Christmas present card. They look super fun with those huge bows, but yeah, I would not want to not pick out my own car.
I mean, even this car, I told her I'd help her go down to Ties and West Lane, that's where I buy it.
Well, I mean, there's so many features you can pick from these days. It's like, well, what if you pick the wrong feature?
So, this one, she always goes to Rydell. She looked online and said, this is the one she liked.
I guess some people go through cars quicker, so if it's something bad, they replace it sooner. I don't know. I've had my Challenger for 8 years.
And she's gonna get her car serviced. Tell them she's having trouble again. So,
I'm going to get a recall fix today on the Altima. Foot latch.
what you gonna get fixed?
Foot latch.
Okay.
I'm putting it off because I'm like, how's it gonna fly up? I don't even drive it that much. Oh, we're getting to winter time. Fix it. So that's up in Sioux Falls today. One of the doors.
Pat can't go to the funeral because her and Rita are going on a bus trip from Farmers Bank and Fair Wednesday morning. It's just a one-day trip down to the Quad Cities, have a dinner there.
Too bad.
They get down there, have dinner, have a show at 2 o'clock, and then get back late.
So she's just doing a late visitation then?
Yeah, so I'll probably go with her for visitation.
I might try to go earlier because, like Mom said, it sounds like it's. I don't want to be standing in line, especially because it's cold tonight.
Between 5:30 and 6 at night, it's probably busy.
And I mean, I know they can fit a lot of people in the building, but still. What was it? Was it Gumbers that was super out the door? Might have been Gumbers that was super out the door.
Yeah, I remember there's been a few.
Well, Carmichael's was way out the door, and that was in December. I know we were starting to zigzag in that little bit.
So that's what I like about our church. No matter how many people come in, I see them in the pews.
Yeah, it was good at Teresa's that they had so much seating. Does it ever depress you working funerals? Or do you not know most of them enough that it's not that sad working all those funerals? You just kind of get numb to it?
A little bit, yes. But you still, emotionally, you still know how they're feeling. A lot of times, things happen that, bring back memories. It's just like,
I gotta say, you do clean up nice though for that church.
I just led service at church yesterday.
So Pat said.
What Kurt says this morning. So he was sitting back there. The only child that was in church was sitting next to him, but she was 13 or whatever. I had not prepared showed
Did she come
concern.
up for that?
So I asked if she knew.
Nothing worse than staying on the cold line.
I said,
I,
thank you.
I wouldn't at 13 either.
I said, thank you, because I didn't prepare a children's sermon.
She's probably so embarrassed that you called her out for being there. She related to her, no? That's funny.
And the people in church were supposed to stay at the church and help carry all the Christmas ornaments to the basement.
Didn't do
And
that.
Charlotte and Dave Rogge and all their kids were sitting there. And of course, there's a son and two son-in-laws. And I said, they're sitting there, and I said, we especially need young, strong people, like you guys.
So did they stay in
You bet
those?
they stayed.
Okay.
They would have stayed.
Nothing like a guilt trip from the guy leading the service.
I had
Richard.
fun. I had fun yesterday. I mean, I'm to the point of saying, just want to go up there and have some fun.
Well, it probably helps everyone else in the car to have some fun.
Yeah. Especially when I was telling them, I didn't prepare a children's sermon. Anybody figured
I had to,
You know, prepare it and they will come.
one time I had to show up
Honestly, yesterday, I hadn't had time to write a sermon. So I pulled one up from a couple of years, about 3 years ago.
Recycling.
Yeah. And I had a lady come up to me, she says, did you write that about somebody you know? And I said, no, I said, I just thought of it, you know. And she said, it absolutely sounds like a friend of mine. I was talking about a lady who grew up in a bad part of town, and how things just didn't work right, and, you know, she finally, you know, things changed.
So, and whatever.
I'm gonna break out the heavy coat this week.
Is that the heavy one?
I have two. This one's a short one. It's got a little bit of elastic on it. My other one's longer. But I have two. I've asked the other one too.
Yeah, if you're younger, you just kick more heat.
What?
You kick more heat. Old guys can have nice and warm clothes.
I've had this since I worked at Menards. Hence the logo on the back.
The new one is, isn't it?
The new ones are from yours, yeah. And that's the one for the.
I had to. It was freezing outside.
Oh. It is one of the old more.
You like it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it got that one with the sprayer in it, on it.
It's always cold up in.
Oh, yeah. You won't find it.
Right.
I mean, we have 2 inches of
And then
snow.
the old.
What?
like the hat.
Very cute.
Thank
Very
you.
festive.
And,
Yeah, my mom got it for me.
no, because we.
Thanks for getting back to me too.
No problem. I had to try to remember where the hell I got it.
Bat wing on it.
That one was yours.
Thank you.
Yeah, one of those could definitely be. No, absolutely not. It said like, what is
Are you looking for one?
70 to 80 miles a day, or 60 to 80 miles a day at the speed of a tractor?
That's smart enough.
That's a lot.
Mine doesn't have audio recording unless you find like a really obscure app.
It's right at that
What app? You have a special
I think
What,
so too.
what app is, or what is it? Oh, yeah?
I don't know, I think, I know I talked to them about it, but I don't know if I got as far as getting that.
Yeah, it tells us how far we'll receive.
We got 9:50 here.
Is that just a file?